Hello student, good morning. I hope you are staying at home. Be safe. In the last period, we completed the first chapter of our chemistry, that is the periodic table and the periodic properties. Now, in this class, let me start with the chapter number 2, chemical bond. Now, before starting, something we revise. We already knowing it. There are total 118 elements known today. Among these 118 elements which are known today, few elements are there which have their some special characteristic like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Helium, which is having the atomic number 2, electronic configuration is 2. Neon, atomic number 10, electronic configuration 28. Argon, atomic number 18, electronic configuration 288. Krypton, atomic number 36, electronic configuration is 28188. Xenon 54, having the electronic configuration 281818. Radon, atomic number 86, electronic configuration 28183218. What the specialty we will find that they have the 8 electron in their last shell, except the helium having only one shell, so it have only the 2 electron in its first shell and it is completely filled, and remaining elements are having their 8 electron in the last shell. Due to this special electronic configuration, they are exist in the form of the single atom, or in simple word we can say that they are the monoatomic molecule. All the other elements which are exist in the molecular form, they have the many number of atoms in their molecules, but these are the elements which are exist in the form of a single atom. And when we study about their characteristic, we also already knowing that they are chemically inert. That means chemically they does not react with any other element. So what we can say that? We can say that they are highly stable elements. So we can define the stability. It means any elements having the 2 electron or 8 electron in the last shell, then that particular element can said as a stable. So the having the 2 electron or 8 electron in the last shell, that electronic configuration is known as the stable electronic configuration. Due to this special stable electronic configuration, atom can confirm its own existence. If we will take one example of our own human beings, in our childhood we are going to school, then we complete our college study, we choose our particular career course, and on the basis of that we are trying to acquiring a good job so that we can earn and better, and thus we can establish our life in a best way. We can serve our life in a standard form, best standard form. So we can say that we are now become the more stable. This is the same case happens with the atom, that we are trying to our own existence. So atoms also, they are trying to their own existence. To make their existence confirm, all the atoms want to be try to have a 2 electron or 8 electron in their last shell. That electronic configuration is known as a stable electronic configuration. Thus we can say that stability is defined in terms of having the 2 electron or 8 electron in the last shell. So atoms want to be stable, they want to be confirm their own existence. For that, the atoms tend to combine chemically by the redistribution of electron. Except these 6 elements which we had already completed, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, except these elements, all the other elements, their atoms tends to combine chemically by the redistribution of electrons, and they want to be try the a stable electronic configuration in the last shell or in the valence shell. For that, they are redistributing their valence electron, and due to this, this chemical combination is for what? This chemical combination is for acquiring the nearest noble gas configuration. Nearest noble gas configuration means having the 8 electron in their last shell, which is likely to the nearest noble gas. And in their outermost orbit, when they have their last 8 electron, they become the stable. So thus, we can say that stability is defined in the form of the 2 electron or 8 electron in their last shell. And to acquire this stability, atoms are chemically combined. So this is the main reason, and can be asked in exam also. Give reasons atoms are combining. Why? Because they want to acquire the stable electronic configuration. Stable electronic configuration means 8 electron or 2 electron in their last shell. Having the 2 electron in their last shell is called as duplate electronic configuration, and having the 8 electron in their last shell called as octet electronic configuration. So all the atoms want to complete their duplate or octet electronic configuration in the last shell. For that, they are chemically combined. Now, during this redistribution of electron, the atoms get combined with each other. They form a particular type of a bond. They bind together. Now, how we can say that? How we can define it that? We can define that a chemical bond may be defined as a force of attraction between any two atoms in a molecule to maintain the stability. I repeat, while redistributing the electron in their last shell, atoms are get combined together, and the force of attraction which is exist between them, which is binding them together, is called as a bond. So a chemical bond can be defined as the force of attraction between any two atoms in a molecule to maintain the stability. Now, there are the 3 different ways or the method in which atom can achieve the stability or the atom can form the bond. The first case is that transfer of electrons. When the transfer of electron takes place, the bond formed between them is known as the ionic bond. The second case is that sharing of electrons. That due to the sharing of electron, if a bond is formed means atom get stability, then it is called as a covalent bond. The third is that sharing will be takes place, but only one of the atom will contribute their electrons. That type of a bond which is formed, or by this method, if the element gets stability, then that bond is called as a coordinate bond. Let me start with the first one, that is called as a ionic bond, or it is also called as electrovalent bond. Now this bond is formed between the mainly between the metals and non-metals. We already knowing it. What do you mean by metals? Metals are the element having their 1 or 2 or 3 electron in their last shell. Always they have the tendency to lose the electron. They form the cation. Now why the cation is formed? Because in an atom the number of electron and proton are always equal. When the electron is donated, the number of a proton get increased as compared with the number of electron. Thus now the atom is not remain the neutral, but it acquired the positive charge. That positively charged atom is called as a cation. So metals are always forming the cation by the loss of electron by donating the electron. Now the second is non-metal. Non-metals are that elements which are having the 5, 6 or 7 electron in their last shell. They have the tendency to gain the electron and always form the negatively charged anion. Now how this negative charge anion is formed? Already again we repeat this point, that in an atom the number of electron and protons are equal. When the electron is get added, the number of electron are exceed as compared with the proton. So due to that, the atom now acquire the negative charge. So negatively charged atom which is formed after the gain of electron is known as anion. Now both these two atoms are become oppositely charged. One is as positively charged cation, the second is as a negatively charged anion. As the one is donating the electron, the other is accepting the electron. So we can say that the transfer of electron takes place from one atom to the other atom. So the positively charged cation, which is called as the electropositive atom, will combine with the negatively charged anion, that is the electronegative atom, and both are bind together by means of electrostatic force of attraction, and this force of electrostatic force of attraction which exists between the cation and anion is known as the ionic bond. The cation and anion, being oppositely charged, attract each other and form a chemical bond. Since these chemical bond formation is due to the electrostatic force of attraction between a cation and anion, it is called as electrovalent bond, or it is also called as ionic bond. Now electrovalent compound or ionic compound. The compound which are formed by the ionic bond or electrovalent bond, that compounds are known as the ionic compound or electrovalent compound. In a proper words, how we can define it? We are already knowing it, that electrovalent bond is formed by the transfer of electron, or a ionic bond is formed by the transfer of electron when one atom is donating the electron and the other atom is accepting the electron. Due to that, the ionic bond or the electrovalent bond is formed, and due to their bond, the compound which is formed, that is called as electrovalent compound or ionic compound. In proper words, how we can define them? The chemical compound formed as a result of the transfer of electron from one atom of an element to the one atom of another element are called as a ionic compound. I repeat, the chemical compound formed as a result of the transfer of electron from one atom of an element to the other atom of the another element called as a ionic compound or electrovalent compound. Now related with this term is the electrovalency. We already knowing that ionic compound or electrovalent compound is formed by the transfer of electron. So the number of electron which are transferred, one is donating, other is gaining, is called as the electrovalency. So in proper words, we can say that the number of electrons that an atom of an element lose or gain to form a electrovalent bond is called its electrovalency. Or in simple terms, to understand the electrovalency, we can say that the valency means number of electron donated or accepted, which is used to form the electrovalent bond, which is used to form the electrovalent compound, is known as electrovalency. Now next point is conditions required for the formation of an ionic bond. What are the conditions mainly required? Under what condition only this compound or this bond will be formed? The first condition is that low ionization potential. We already knowing that what is ionization potential. Ionization potential is the energy required to donate an electron from the neutral isolated gaseous atom. So we already knowing that metals are always donating the electron, forming their cation. So the amount of energy required to donate this electron from the isolated gaseous atom to form a cation, it should be a lowest amount of energy. That means it should be a lowest amount of ionization potential, which is representing that metal having the tendency of donating the electron very easily, and metal atom is forming the cation very easily. So the metal atom which is donating the electron, it should have the low ionization potential. Second condition required for the formation of an ionic bond is electron affinity. Electron affinity is nothing but the amount of energy released when an atom gain the electron, forming the negatively charged anion. So the amount of energy will released more, the more stable anion is formed. Thus the gain of electron will take place very easily. So it shows that the high electron affinity will form the high stable anion. So it means the non-metal atom which is gaining the electron, it should have the very high electron affinity. Now, the third conditions required for the formation of an ionic bond is large electronegativity difference. We already knowing that the metals are electropositive and non-metals are electronegative. The difference between their electronegativity should be high. The metals will have the very low electronegativity. When the metals will have the low electronegativity, then only they donate the electron. Non-metal should have the high electronegativity, then only it can easily accept the electron. So the difference between the electronegativities of the metal and non-metal should be very high. It should be very large. Then only there will be the easiness of formation of cation and anion. Cation and anion are formed easily. It means the force of attraction takes place between them very easily. It will be shows the easiness of formation of ionic bond. Now, if we will just see all these points related with our periodic table, then we can find it. What we can find? We can find that group number 1 elements, which are the most electropositive elements. We already knowing it. Group number 1 elements are the alkali metals. They are the most electropositive elements in the periodic table. They have also the low ionization potential. Their metallic character is increases down the group. So we can say that the cesium is the most electropositive element and it is the most metallic in nature. And in the second side, or we can say that in the group 17, elements are the most electronegative. Their non-metallic character is decreases down the group. So we can say that we are finding that the fluorine is the most electronegative among the 17 7A elements, means among the halogens. So we can say that overall the cesium fluoride is the most ionic in nature. Remember, this point can be asked in exam either as name the following or either as fill the blanks. Name the most ionic compound or name the compound which is most ionic in nature. So we can write it as a cesium fluoride. Also can be asked in filling the blanks that dash is the most ionic in nature. Dash compound is the most ionic in nature, that is a cesium fluoride. Again, in exam also can be asked what are the conditions required for the formation of an ionic bond. The different definition also can be asked: electrovalent bond, ionic bond, electrovalent compound, ionic compound, or electrovalency. Give reason can be asked that why the atoms are combining. In a similar way, that the next also can be asked. Next give reason also can be asked, that is ionic compounds are stable. Why? We already knowing that now ionic compounds are formed by the transfer of electron. One atom is donating the electron and other atom is accepting the electron. When the one atom is donating the electron, it is acquiring the positive charge. And one atom is accepting the electron, then it is acquiring the negative charge. So there is a oppositely charged cation and anion. These oppositely charged cation and anions having a very strong electrostatic force of attraction. Due to that, the ionic compounds are become more and more stable. The different example of the ionic compound we already knowing some that we revise them: sodium chloride, NaCl, magnesium chloride, MgCl2, calcium oxide, CaO, potassium bromide, KBr, calcium chloride, CaCl2, etc. These are the some example of ionic compound, or these are the example of a compound which are formed by the ionic bond. In this term also we can understand them. So in exam can be asked, write the example of a ionic compound. Also can be asked in indirect words, that name a compound which is formed by the ionic bond. So among these, any of the example we can write their name. Now in the next period we will continue with the structure of the ionic